How to set up, but it looks like we're finally live. I wasn't actually planning on doing this stream today, mostly because my computer that I recently bought is being worked on right now, so I'm using a computer that someone gave me, which is pretty old, so it's surprising that I was even able to get this to work, because it barely has like the hardware to actually stream, but it looks like we're here. So I kind of want to check it out from my phone just to see how it looks, because this computer is so archaic that I can't even have a browser window open while I'm recording, or else pretty much OBS uses too much resources, so that I can't run Google Chrome and OBS at the same time without this computer exploding. So I kind of just wanted to check on my phone to make sure the stream sounds good and everything. But as you can see from the overlay today, I wanted to talk about some of the drama that's been happening in the Magic the Gathering community lately. Pretty much everyone under the sun has been chiming in about it. Probably one of the biggest people that's talking about it, who's sort of part of the Magic community, even though does a lot of other content too, is probably Boogie. Boogie himself chimed in on it, but pretty much everyone on YouTube and all over the internet's been chiming in on it lately. It was, I think, Kotaku and a few other websites even published articles about it. Polygon published some articles about it. But if you didn't know by now, if you haven't heard what's been going on, basically in the Magic community, there's probably the most famous cosplayer for Magic is Christine Sprankle, and I think it's been a couple weeks now. It was towards the end of November, I think somewhere around the 20th, or I don't know, somewhere around there, she had announced that she was going to be leaving the Magic community and quitting cosplaying for Magic due to being harassed basically repeatedly for the past 2 years, and a lot of it, she says, has been at the hands of Jeremy from Unsleeved Media, formerly known as MTG headquarters, and pretty much, like, I think what sort of is causing a lot of controversy and people to talk about it is, well, for one thing, Jeremy is a known edgy boy, troll, and his channel like started out like as just like a normal Magic content channel. Like he does a lot of unboxings and stuff like that. His content actually is, when he's not being an edgy boy, is actually like, it's somewhat entertaining. It's not like anything special, but I think he realized very early on that being a troll and being edgy and basically trying to piss people off and causing drama would end up with generating a lot more revenue for his channel. So he started fairly early on doing those kind of videos, clickbaity videos about basically targeting various people in the Magic community, and his Twitter account is also very known for trolling people and posting edgy memes and Pepe memes and all that. But what a lot of people have been talking about with this whole issue is kind of like the fact that Sprankle didn't really provide a lot of evidence of Jeremy harassing her, but honestly, I don't think she's required to do that. Like, and it's not even like just Jeremy that's the problem here. I think it's the whole fact that the internet, and especially the gaming community on the internet, is known for pretty much shitting on women a lot. Like, I think the Magic community is like one of the most accepting, open communities there is. Like, Wizards of the Coast is headquartered in Seattle, which is like one of the most progressive cities like in the whole country, and like I guess besides like the trolls that are inherent on the internet and the small subsection of trolls that are in the Magic community is really great, and I think it is very accepting, like I said. But Jeremy like is just one like example of the shitty people you find on the internet and in real life. Like, he I don't know what his actual like real political beliefs are, because it's very obvious that pretty much everything he says and does is just to get a rise out of people. But he, with the Pepe memes and like a lot of his stuff seems to be pandering towards more conservative audience, and I would wager that a lot of the people that subscribe to him on YouTube and that follow his Twitter are probably conservative-leaning people. If not that, just very trolly people. But I don't, honestly, like, a lot of the trolls that are the biggest shitlords on the internet are usually conservative trolls. Like with the rise of the alt-right and Trump being president and all that, it's very easy fodder for trolls, like to just call everyone cucks and your typical behavior you see from these type of people. But pretty much like what made me want to chime in about it was the fact that Travis Wu, who's pretty much my favorite like deck builder and favorite content producer for Magic, has been kind of dragged down along with Jeremy, which is unfortunate because I think Travis is a really good guy, and obviously he's been involved in controversy before. There was the whole infamous thing where he talked about Minecraft on his Twitch stream, which I was actually there live when it happened, and I don't really think it was that big of a deal. Like, I think where he kind of went wrong with that is that he was with Channel Fireball at the time, and his Twitch stream was known for, he would talk about like a bunch of different like random subjects every single day that he streamed, like, and he's obviously into like philosophy and that kind of thing, so he would talk about that while playing Magic on his stream. And just the fact that he was associated with Channel Fireball, even though he actually had no contracts with Channel Fireball, he was just I'm not sure exactly how it works, but it seems like Channel Fireball has like just freelance people that if they make good content, they allow them to make content for Channel Fireball, and I'm sure he was probably paid for it, like, if not directly, then through like the revenue that he was generating from the stream. But I'm not sure exactly how that works, but I think what went wrong with it is the fact that it could be very easily taken out of context. Like, talking about Mein Kampf is obviously a super touchy subject, like anything dealing with the Holocaust or Nazi Germany or World War II is very controversial stuff. So I can see why Channel Fireball like stopped, I guess, cut their ties with him, and they I guess don't allow him to make content for the website anymore, etc. But like I said, I was there for that live stream, and he didn't really say anything too crazy. Like, he was just discussing like the themes that were in Mein Kampf, and just having an open discourse about it, and it was, like I said, it was unfortunate that happened, but in retrospect, it probably would have been something better to talk about, like, on his personal YouTube channel, maybe. But even then, like, once it got out, and the way the internet is nowadays, you can't really do anything. Like, if you're a public figure, like these Magic players or Magic content makers, like on YouTube or anywhere on the internet, the stuff you do gets out, and so it probably would have happened anyway, even if he would have, like, only talked about it on his personal YouTube channel. But the fact that it was a live Twitch stream probably just made it even easier for Channel Fireball to drop him because of that. But like I said, Travis is a really good guy. I don't think there's anything malicious behind that whole thing, and what basically brought him into the whole Jeremy thing is, it seems like what kind of caused it is, like, there was a witch hunt for Jeremy, and around the same time, I guess it was Emma Handy and some other people, maybe, not sure exactly who. I know Aaron Campbell also talked about, Aaron Campbell on Magic Mike's right after it happened. They had a whole episode basically dedicated to this whole drama, and she was talking about how there were a number of people in the Magic for Bad group that Travis had created that were kind of there just to be, like, sort of watchdogs for it, and which I don't really necessarily agree with, like, having people, like, joining a group just to basically, as soon as, like, anything edgy or controversial is posted in that Magic for Bad, there's these people that they're just waiting for that kind of stuff to happen so that they can screenshot it and post it on Twitter or whatever and spread it over the internet. And Travis has made a number of videos talking about how he does regret not moderating that group, but I don't think he's necessarily to blame for what happened in there. Like, if you didn't hear about that, basically what happened was Travis is, like, one of his, like, branding things that he has, like, for his channels is Magic for Good, which is basically dedicated to, I guess, showcasing the positive aspects of Magic and how it can, like, be a positive influence in the world and stuff like that. And there were a lot of trolls on the Magic for Good group on Facebook, and he thought that a good way to mitigate those trolls and, like, not have to moderate so much is create a Magic for Bad group where the trolls can basically run rampant and post memes and do whatever in that group. And I guess it basically got out of control to the point where what kind of sparked it all happening, and I guess it was kind of weird that it all happened around the same time as the Jeremy thing. Like, it almost seems like it was planned by someone, that they were going to, since the witch hunt was already going after someone, like, that might as well, like, throw Travis in there too, like. But the controversial thing that got posted in the Magic for Bad group was a picture of a bunch of just different women in the Magic community, and basically saying you could draft which one, like, you wanted or whatever, like, in a sexual way or whatever, which is obviously a pretty horrible thing to post. But once again, I really don't blame Travis for this. Obviously, he is somewhat responsible because he created the group, but he is a busy guy, and he probably doesn't have time to sit around on Facebook and moderate a group all day. So I can understand why this basically happened. obviously it's kind of inevitable for a group called Magic for Bad, which is its stated purpose was to sort of stop the trolling in his other group and basically be a place for trolls to hang out. So any group where the intended purpose is to be a place for trolls to hang out is bound to eventually go to shit. So, but it's just unfortunate. Another unfortunate thing that's happened to Travis after the whole Minecom thing, and I don't really fault him for either one, because like I said, I've been following him for a long time. I started watching his Twitch stream, like, I'm pretty sure, like, since the beginning of him doing it, and even before that, I've been pretty much following him ever since Living End became like a big deck, thanks to, I'm pretty sure he was one of the first people to do well with that deck. So, but I've been following him for a long time. It's very clear to me, just at least from watching his online content, that he's overall a good guy. So it was unfortunate to see him dragged down in the mud with Jeremy, because Jeremy's a piece of shit, let's be honest. And Travis is a good guy, so it was just I felt bad for him that he got kind of dragged into this. So the latest developments in this, because there's been a lot of stuff ongoing since the initial Sprankle thing. The latest developments is that Jeremy from Unsleeved Media / MTG headquarters was given a lifetime ban from all Magic events, and they even seized his Magic Online account, and basically he's not allowed to even go to any sanctioned DCI events or anything for life. So I thought that was maybe a little harsh, just because a lot of the stuff that he was doing wasn't necessarily like he wasn't anything in real life. It was all just purely on the internet, and it's an interesting precedent for a community to lifetime ban someone for just their online, like, persona and the content they make on YouTube and their Twitter account, basically. So that's pretty sure this is like one of the first times that's ever happened in gaming. So it's, like I said, I think it was a little bit harsh, but Jeremy brought this on himself. Like, he's been making these videos, like, harassing people on Twitter for a very long time, and it was bound to happen eventually, to where someone, especially someone as big as Christine Sprankle, for him to target her. She's kind of like a Magic celebrity, so there's a lot of people in her corner, and going after her, it's just inevitable that this would happen. But I'm not going to try and defend Jeremy, because, like I said, he's a POS, and he brought this on himself. But what sucks about it is Travis Wu was banned for a year because of the whole Magic for Bad thing. So I thought that was unfortunate. He is appealing it, though, so we'll see if Wizards actually upholds the ruling, or if they listen to reason and actually reinstate him. But we'll see what happens. You never know with these bans what's going to happen. Like, with the whole thing that happened with those spoilers that were posted a long time ago when the new Battle for Zendikar had just come out, and there was the whole thing where the judge incident, where a bunch of judges and other people in the community were banned for leaking out those cards early. I think one of them was like Kozilek, and I think there were a couple of other cards spoiled. But what was interesting about that was one of the guys that got banned was this dude Roberto that I've played Magic with a lot, because he's probably like one of the best players in New Mexico. So obviously I've run into him a lot at tournaments, just because he's, I think not so much recently, but he used to be a pretty big grinder. So, and I think he's been to like 13 Pro Tours or something like that. So, but he was one of the people that got banned, and I think his initial ban was like 3 years or something crazy like that, but it got shortened to 1 year or 6 months or something. But hopefully WotC will just totally lift the 1 year ban on Travis Wu, because I don't think he deserves that just for this incident, because it wasn't even him that did it. It was just something that happened in a group that he created, a group that basically had no mods. So I don't really think it's his fault. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about that, and that's really it. Like I said, everyone's been chiming in on this. I've watched so many videos from various YouTube and other internet personalities at this point. It's a lot of them have been it seems like all the videos I've seen have been kind of like defending Jeremy and saying he did nothing wrong, which is another reason why I wanted to create this, because I think he did do a lot of stuff wrong, and I think the whole like being sort of like using alt-right like imagery and pandering to conservatives on his channel, like I really don't want that in the Magic community. Like I would prefer if politics were kept out of the Magic community, and when your whole YouTube channel and your whole internet persona is just dedicated to being like shitty to people, like we really don't need that. Like we don't need that in humanity, like in general, much less like in the gaming community. Like gaming's supposed to be about having fun and like just bonding with other people that enjoy the same thing that you do, and his whole channel and everything he does is just negativity and being edgy and trying to piss people off, and it's just stupid to me. But yeah, I just wanted to sort of give my opinions on it, and yeah, sucks that Travis Wu got banned, but see what happens with that. What's kind of ironic is a long time ago I started proxying one of Travis Wu's decks, because I've built a couple of his decks like over the years, and I honestly use a lot of his decks as like inspiration for the decks that I build, and I just I'm in the process of building a deck that he designed. It's this Elf Belcher deck for Modern, which I've tested it like a little bit. I had to proxy some cards that I didn't have, but I just ordered a bunch of the cards that I was missing, and I'm hoping to pick up some Ether Vials to finish that deck. But I just thought it was sad to see this happen to Travis right when I'm getting close to finishing that deck. But hopefully he continues to make content, and a year in the end isn't that long of a time, but it just sucks that it happened to him right now, because he's kind of been getting more into the competitive scene recently, which he's always been a part of it, but lately he's been doing really good at tournaments and stuff, so it's a shame to see him banned over this right now. So, but yeah, it's kind of all I wanted to talk about. This is just an impromptu stream, because I'm still waiting for my actual computer to be repaired, and this computer, I'm surprised, like I said, that it's even allowing me to stream. But I think I'll probably stop here before the CPU melts on this computer. But hopefully I'll be able to like start doing more podcast stuff like this, and I want to start doing gaming again, like gameplay stuff for Twitch and YouTube again, but I won't be able to actually do it until that computer I have gets fixed. I'm hopeful that it's nothing serious is wrong with it, because basically it's either the motherboard or the CPU, I think, that's messed up, but I just got a new motherboard, so hopefully that fixes the problem. If not, then it might be a while before I'm able to start doing gameplay stuff again. But yeah, that's about all I wanted to say. Thanks for watching, and we will talk to you soon, hopefully. Peace. I'm out of here.